This is Larry McDowell with daily news and commentary from Christian Press. Dateline, Nashville, Tennessee, April 7th, 2026. Today, the Tennessee legislature passed a new congressional map splitting up the state's lone majority black district, being the first state to respond quickly to the Supreme Court's ruling last week gutting the Voting Rights Act in 1965. That ruling allowed southern states, who were previously required to be fair to minorities in their redistricting under the act, to finally ignore it altogether. The new map carves up a Memphis district into three parts, adding rural areas to each part, which are dominated by Republicans. The Tennessee legislature is dominated by Republicans. Even many in the gallery began chanting if the Republicans rose to object to the measure. Democrat members stood and walked out in protest, knowing it was a lost cause. One Democrat state representative stated, "Vote yes, you're telling everyone you're a racist." While the congressman at risk in Tennessee is a white man, it does water down the black vote so that the Republicans can win. On December the 4th last year, the Supreme Court ruled that Texas could redistrict its state midterm as long as it was based on party rather than race. However, the High Court did not take into account that much of the process included watering down heavy Black and Latino areas who tended to vote Democratic. It was in effect a racial gerrymander with a wink to being a party gerrymander. The final death knell to the 1965 Voting Rights Act, especially Section 2, by ruling the district alignment allowed one district to have black representation in Congress, was race-based redistricting and was unconstitutional. They have now overrode every precedent set in relation to the Voting Rights Act, handing former Jim Crow states the opportunity to go back to the good old days and get rid of the black Congress members and other Democrats in their states that are supported by black vote. Tennessee beat Louisiana to the punch, but the governor of Louisiana halted their primary after 48,000 votes were already cast, nullifying that vote. Then set the legislature to draw up new redistricting to get rid of at least one, if not both, of the Democratic black representatives in that state. What makes it very unfair is that Louisiana is 1/3 black. Trump, by stacking the court 6-3, has indeed kept his promise to make America great again. So long as you understand, MAGA is a dog whistle to bring back the domination in politics of the whites or bring back Jim Crow as much as he can stuff down American throats. This will not stand. And though it may gain Republican seats in Congress initially, what it will also do, despite watering down minority vote, is to make blacks and other minorities to show up to the polls. When they do, they have already been known to elect a black president twice. They can certainly be able to get rid of a racist old white president's power by showing up now in weakened Republican districts and take Republican seats away to dominate Congress. Remember, the strategy is to take voters from strong Republican districts and add them to Democrat districts to water them down and water down the Democratic vote so that they can take that district over. The problem is it works both ways. Heavy Democratic vote can now unseat Republicans in Republican districts, which has already happened off-year and special elections throughout the United States. Many Republican congressmen have raised that alarm. They might say something like, by taking voters and putting them in another district, you're putting me at risk. Also, California and Virginia have proven that Democrat states can play that game as well. So already some Republicans in Congress are going to lose their seats as Democratic states begin Democratic redistricting. What goes around comes around. Democrats who tend to try to be fair in politics and play by the rules, they've learned sometimes they have to fight fire with fire. But that's just one man's opinion. The one who looks to God's word as a minister of God and always asks, what would Jesus do? Certainly the party of billionaires and white supremacists versus the party who takes care of people's welfare and health is an easy decision. I reach out to my fellow Christians and ask them to be careful where you get your news. The deceiver is busy out there. This is Ilaria McDowell for Christian Press.